Chapter 16. The shattered heart. The storm that had shattered the tranquility of the city center howled, tearing at the fabric of reality itself. Kael stood at the threshold of the heart of the city, his heart pounding as if in sync with the unstable energy surrounding him. The once beautiful city now felt like a battlefield, a place where past sins collided with the present, creating a volatile mixture of chaos and brilliance. The heart loomed in front of him, a massive construct of shimmering data and raw energy. It was a neural nexus, an intricate web of information, memories, and control systems that had once powered the entire simulation. Now it was a fractured mess, a chaotic center pulsating erratically, like a beating heart in a dying body. Kael stepped forward, feeling the pressure of the storm around him increase. The wind whipped at his skin, carrying with it voices, distorted fragments of people, of memories. They whispered his name, pulling at his mind, trying to drag him into the dark recesses of their past. But Kael didn't flinch. He had come too far to be distracted by the echoes now. His focus was clear. "Dan," he called out, his voice cutting through the roaring wind. "What's the next step?" Diane's voice appeared in his mind, calm but insistent. "You have to break through the protective layers surrounding the heart. It's designed to reject intrusion. You'll need to engage the core's subroutines, force the system to acknowledge your presence." Kael nodded, already aware of what he needed to do. The heart was alive, a conscious entity created to preserve the control of the simulation. But it wasn't invulnerable. It could be manipulated, just like everything else in this world. The question was, could Kael do it before the storm of echoes consumed him? He raised his hand toward the pulsating core, feeling the electromagnetic waves crash against his body. The city seemed to breathe around him, its architecture bending in response to his presence. It was as if everything here, the buildings, the streets, the air itself, was trying to recognize him, to acknowledge his role as the one who would decide its fate. He focused on the core, sending a pulse of energy through the air. It was a sharp, cutting signal, designed to disrupt the energy field surrounding the heart. At first, nothing happened. The storm raged on, the voices growing louder, pressing against him from all directions. Then, slowly, the storm began to recede. The wind died down, and the energy field surrounding the heart flickered, as if the system was adjusting to his intrusion. Kael took another step forward, pushing against the resistance, forcing his way deeper into the heart's defenses. "The echoes are still there," Kael Dan warned. "They're embedded in the core's structure. You can't avoid them." Kael gritted his teeth. He knew what Diane was saying was true. The echoes, the remnants of the people who had created this place, who had been consumed by it, were buried deep within the heart. And if he wanted to sever their influence, he would have to confront them head-on. He reached out, placing his palm against the glowing surface of the heart. The world around him went dark. For a brief moment, Kael was suspended in nothingness, surrounded by the echoes of the past. They were there, swirling around him like ghosts in the fog. Each one had a story, a purpose, a reason for existing in this fractured world. One by one, their voices rose, a cacophony of emotions, memories, and regrets. Kael's mind buzzed with the onslaught, but he forced himself to stay focused. He couldn't afford to be lost in the noise. "You need to push through," Dan urged. "Reach the core's primary interface. That's the only way to shut it down." Kael didn't respond. He simply closed his eyes and began to focus, his mind narrowing to a single point. He reached deeper, further into the heart's energy, seeking the primary interface, the neural anchor that connected everything. It took everything he had. The storm of memories, of voices, and fractured identities pushed back against him, trying to drag him into their depths. But Kael resisted. His mind was stronger now, sharpened by everything he had learned. He wasn't the same person who had first stepped into this world. He had seen too much, experienced too many fractures in reality to be fooled by these echoes. Suddenly, there it was. A pulse of light, faint at first, but then growing stronger as Kael pushed forward. It was the primary interface, an ancient, complex code structure that held the power to control everything within the heart. With a surge of will, Kael reached for it, his fingers brushing against the interface. The moment his touch made contact, the world around him shattered. The heart flickered and cracked, splintering as though it were made of glass. Then, a voice broke through, clear and strong. It was not Dan. It was the voice of the heart itself, the system that had once ruled everything. "Do you think you can erase me?" it asked, its tone mocking. "Do you think you can simply undo all the work that has been done?" Kael's grip tightened on the interface. "No," he said, his voice steady. I don't think I can erase you, but I can make you irrelevant. The heart's response was a violent surge of energy, a pulse of raw force that slammed into Kael, pushing him back. His body was thrown to the ground, the world spinning around him as the storm of echoes intensified. For a moment, Kael thought it was over, that the simulation would collapse, taking him with it. But then something shifted. A new force, a surge of clarity, rose from within him. He had made it this far. He had torn apart the walls of the old world, the corrupted system that had tried to trap him. Now, it was time to finish it. He pushed through the pain, reaching for the heart again. This time, he didn't try to force his way in. He let go of the need to control. Instead, he simply allowed himself to merge with it, to become one with the energy that had once powered the simulation. For a moment, there was silence. Then the heart of the city shattered completely. The storm of echoes faded away, their voices silenced as the system's neural network collapsed. The energy in the city dissipated, and the structures around Kael began to crumble. But there was no fear in him now. He had done it. He had freed the echoes. He had destroyed the heart. And as the city began to fall apart around him, Kael felt something he had never expected: peace. The world was no longer controlled by a machine, no longer dictated by the ghosts of the past. It was his now. The simulation was dead, and the real world could finally begin.